Hi, everybody. First of all, happy 1st of September. For me in South Africa, it's actually spring day here. I can't tell you how happy I am. It's long overdue. And I think for a lot of people, it's actually spring day. Even if you are in the northern hemisphere, this is the beginning of a lot of energies changing. I'm seeing it with my clients, I'm seeing it with all sorts of things going on. Big energy shifts happening here and a lot of positive stuff coming in. All right, so it's really great. I'm feeling very good today. I know a lot of other people are feeling really good. Some people are coming to realizations and having these surprises, epiphanies, all of the stuff I was talking about last night. Sometimes swallowing that pill is not so easy and it's a harsh reality. But we realize, hey, you know what? I deserved better. I've been working on the self love, and here we go. Things are falling out of my life because I deserve better and I deserve better things to come into my life. So, this is where we're at. And I decided to do a 1st of September spring day reading. Okay, it's not spring day for some of you, but for me, it's a 1st of September reading. For me, it is a season of your life, like we were talking about last night with the um, what was it? The card that came up. It was ebb and flow, the ocean that came up in the new moon reading last night. So I think this is a season of a lot of people's lives, and they are now going into spring where they're going to start seeing that this winter, this hard time they've had with whatever it is, relationships, work, whatever the case is, things are going to start improving and getting better. So it's Saturday here. My house is rocking. There's some 50s music playing in the background that my mom was playing today. The guy next door is fixing his car. Very active. So if you hear any background noise, I apologize in advance, but that's what happens on a Saturday, hey? Alright, so I've decided today to do an Akashic record reading for the 1st of September. I might pick a couple of other cards just now. For those of you who don't know what the Akashic records are, the Akashic records are basically a record that has been kept or is up in the ether of mankind. Everything that we've done, have done, busy doing, will be doing, and that is in your personal capacity as well as the collective. Alright? Mankind as a whole. So, if you could imagine yourself going to sit at a computer and you wanted to Google, but the whole Google engine is all about your life. That's what the Akashic records are. So you can sit and you can search what did Shereen do in previous lives that caused this particular situation to be happening right now, and it'll pop up. It's basically like, human beings are receivers. Our brains are developed and exist to receive information, to receive messages coming in and different frequencies. And when we are asking for certain information, then these frequencies allow for that information to come to us. Not all of it sits in our human brain, but some of it sits up in the cloud, so to speak, to use new terminology. So all of this information's up in the cloud. You tap it into your Google by using things like this, like the Akashic Records cards or intuition, and that information comes to you. I watched a very interesting thing, if you guys would ever like to have a look at it. There's a scientist, his name's Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, and he did studies on the human brain, and he has basically looked at all the parts of the human brain. They've done studies where they've deactivated or removed parts of the brain, not on human beings, to prove that the memories are not stored in the brain, that it is out in the ether, and we have that receptor, that antenna that can pick up that particular frequency. And he says, I don't know if this was my own deduction, this part, or if he actually said this, but in my mind as well, for people who suffer from Alzheimer's and that kind of thing, it's as if these little antennas, because we've got millions of them, certain of them just shut down, or maybe, through age, they just stop working properly. And that's when we don't have access to that memory bank anymore that's up there in the ether. We don't have access to the cloud because we've lost connection. All right, so that's a very fundamental way of explaining it, and this is basically the same sort of concept as the Akashic records. And so we ask Spirit to give us the access to the memories or the information, or whether it's past, present, or future that we need to look into, and we ask for that information. It's always there. That's why we meditate. That's where we tap into, you know, the spiritual side of things, because that information's available to us if we will stop and listen. Like I always saying, praying is asking, meditation is listening. And just to be still and ask the questions and sit and wait, and they will come to you. That is you tapping into the memory bank. That is you sitting at the search engine and typing into your personal Google for whatever you need to know. The memories and the information is there. It's up to us to be able to receive it. And for somebody like me, I often receive on behalf of others. So it's my job to do past life readings, Akashic record readings, etc. Because I, for some reason, have certain receptors that are switched on that other people battle with. But they are better at other things than I am, so I go to them when I need help. And that's how it goes. Alright, so that is the basic concept of Akashic Records. We each have our own, and as humanity, we have all our history, all our present, all our future already here for things that can be predicted as far as future is concerned, but things are malleable, and there's potential outcomes and stuff, but we still have the opportunity to change certain things. That's my belief system anyway. If you disagree, you're welcome to disagree, and I'm just sharing with you what my take on it is. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to ask today what messages there are for us for the 1st of September, going into this new phase after this new moon that we've just had last night. The new moon will continue into more or less the middle of September. So what I'm going to ask is, what do we need to know for this first half of this month with the energy of the new moon and the new things coming in? What messages would they like to give to us? All right. I think that what I'd like to do is do, for instance, the next 3 weeks, and then I want to do just the energies surrounding that. So I'm going to pick 2 general energy cards, and I'm going to pick 3 cards like this that are what's going to happen in September, the first week of September, second week of September, third week of September, and these are going to be the energy surrounding us. I'm going to pick one, literally pick one, and then I'm going to take the bottom of the deck like I do in a tarot reading when I'm finished shuffling, and I will turn it around and I will use the card at the bottom. Okay, that usually in many readings gives the overall energy, so I'm going to pick that one for bottom of the deck over there. Okay, so let's get cracking. So my question is, please could we have a Akashic record reading for forecast of what universal energies will be affecting us as a whole, as a collective, in the next couple of weeks. 1 card for the first week, 1 card for the second week, 1 card for the third week, so that we're sort of covering the month, and then 1 energy card to give the general energy. Okay, 1 last one, and then we're ready. Okay, so can we have 1 card, please? I'm going to pick 1 card only. If anything else comes out, I'm not going to take it. These are also very big for my hands. 1 card for the general energy for the coming week. 1 card for the... Oh, these are going to struggle. See, this is why none of the readers shuffle on camera. Okay, general energy for this coming week, please. What do we need to know for this coming week? There we go. Which way was it? This way. I'm going to take it upright. Okay. 5 of Forces, summer and winter. Alright, and the week after, please, the second week of September. What general energies do we have, or what do we need to know? General energies, or what we need to know for the second week in September, please. I wish they were just a little bit smaller. They would fit nicely in my hand. Oops. Second week in September, general energy, 1 card please. Second week in September. I think they're playing silly buggers with me here. 1 card please. Don't make a fool of me here on YouTube. 1 card representing the 2nd of September for the collective please. What do we need to know? What is the general energy around us? I think I'm going to take this one. Huh, okay. Very interesting so far. Just to show you nicely, we have the 5 of forces, which represents summer, because it's turned the right way around. If it was that way, it would be winter. My first instinct was to take it right way up. 4 of scrolls is the karmic trench. Okay, we'll get there. This is the 2nd week in September. 3rd week in September, please. The general energy around us. Thank you. Yeah, we're working together nicely now. 5, 4, 5. That's interesting, hey? 5 of scrolls, diversity. Okay, diversity. This is quite interesting. I'm going to be referring to the book because this is how the nature of these cards as well, that there is, you know, it's sometimes important to make reference to the book as well. All right, then I'm going to want 1 card, please, to give the general feel around here, the general energy for this month. And then I'm going to take bottom of the deck as well. Influencing energies, please, on these 3. 1 card, please. That was 2 cards. One card for the general influencing energy this month, please. I think I have it. The Queen of Scrolls. She's actually from the cover of the Akashic Records cards. I don't think I've ever had her before. These are really beautiful cards. Okay, and then I'm going to take the bottom of the deck, like I said, which says clearing the way. 4 of keys, clearing the way. Alright, I'm going to read the ones for the general energies first, and then I'm going to go on to the others. Let me, firstly, I think, turn this so that you guys can see better. Is that okay? Yeah? Alright. So, clearing the way. For me, this is about, you know, this whole reading. I can automatically see, sorry. I can automatically see here that there is something that you've been working towards, something that you want to attain. There have been seeds that have been planted, and here we go. Seeds that have been planted and harvests that are ready to be picked. All right, there's research that's going to be done, planning, working towards something, and in all of these, there's some kind of house that's in the background, something that they own or that they take pride in, especially like in the material world. And here I see people on their journey with that same house in the background, something that they're working towards attaining and that it's been hard work, or it is hard work at the moment to get there. You see the axe in this gentleman's hand? He's got to chop that big tree down that is in the way before they can actually get back on the road and get to that house. I'm going to zoom a bit for you. Okay, so this is about working towards goals and clearing the way. This is all the junk that we've had to get rid of, maybe, like we were saying yesterday as well, relationships, certain situations, people, things that just no longer serve us, that we need to really get rid of. Maybe decluttering our homes as well, and just de-junking our lives of all the stuff that really just hasn't been working for us and is just in our way. It's physically an obstacle in our way, getting rid of obstacles. Maybe it's been a long time for us to actually realize that this is there. We thought everything was just going to be plain sailing, but there's something really wonderful that's out there that's waiting for us. The sun is shining, and these people, it's not as if they're poor people that are going to try and go and commandeer that house, so to speak. You can see they're well dressed, they're very deserving of it. They are going along with their chariot, or their chariot, I suppose that's what you could call it, or a carriage rather. And they on the way to their home, but there's certain things that are slight obstacles in the way, so they're things they have to work through and do. Okay, let's see what the book says about this. Four of Keys. I also just want to double check here, because they have, this is very similar. It is a tarot deck essentially, and each of the houses or the groups of cards here have a similar meaning to the tarot decks as well. Let me just get my facts straight here. Minor Arcana. Okay, so the keys represents values, wealth, success, your worth, abundance, career, authority, confidence, achievement, and power that you can experience and express in your life. All right. It's all about locking away and keeping safe what you treasure. They also reflect opening at every level, opening to your ownership, to opportunity, to new directions, to greater power and possibilities. Okay. So that's what your keys are about. So that's the general energy here. Bottom of the deck, clearing the way. That is definitely a theme and things we've been working on for a long time. Okay, and then this Queen of Scrolls. This for me is all about higher wisdom, things coming into us, like we were talking about now, sitting and getting our own information, sourcing our own information that's relevant to our lives, sitting with our own Google and finding out things about ourselves and facing things about ourselves and drawing on that information and connecting more to ourselves and our spirituality. I'm really sorry, there's something in my throat. I did have some peanuts earlier, so this is probably the thing. All right, but this is about wisdom and knowledge, and it's definitely like ethereal wisdom for me. And blessings. I just see really positive, very pure, inspiring energy here. And the word I also want to say is like enlightenment and just blessings coming in, and a stillness and a sense of peace. All right, let's see what the book says about the Queen of Scrolls. First of all, let me tell you what scrolls are. This reflects the world of the mind, communication, and study. The ancient Hebrew and Aramaic words for the scroll is sepa or sepra, and means book or reading, and stems from the base word sapra, which means scribe. It was the scribe who wrote and had access to all the records. The suit of scroll holds within it the arts, written histories, sciences, philosophies, maps, messages, and all manners of information and communication. They also represent the manifesting of ideas into matter, for all the reality is born first in the mind. Okay, so it's about the development of your ideas. This was also something that came up for me here. This woman's looks like she's studying and learning. Look at all the books around her. So that was one of the first things that I picked up here. And this is about planting seeds, whether that's mentally, physically, planting seeds for your future. And this is about bringing things from thought into reality. This is about manifestation, manifesting and growing these things into your life. All right, so let's see what Queen of Scrolls can tell us. A beautiful woman holds a scroll as she stands in front of a sunlit archway. Around her swirls the energy of wisdom, knowledge, and Akashic truth. When this card appears upright, she brings important information and inspiration to you. The Queen of Scrolls is a woman of higher mind whom you may already know or have already met. Her purpose is to help you move through the entryway to a new level. I just want to stop at entryway. Remember, we had Sheila and a gig last night, which was gateways as well, a rite of passage moving into a new state of being. All right, her purpose is to help you to move through the entryway to a new level of wisdom and understanding. She could be a teacher to you in some way, or offer a friendship that could develop into a deeper love. This woman could be helpful to you in some project requiring communication. She may be an author, a marketer, or a publisher. If you are a writer, she may be someone who assists you in getting published. The Queen of Scrolls could also represent you or a woman in your life getting a position in a field related to communication or academics, such as counseling, teaching, marketing, or publishing. This card indicates a phase of deepening understanding, and readiness to learn. It's the perfect time for personal growth and expansive learning, whether it is in your mind, body, or spirit center. Open the mysteries that are hidden in the Akashic records and step through the door of knowledge. Okay. All right, so let's look now at the first week of this month. We're looking at Five of Forces. This is summer. I really feel this is a week of things blooming in your life, things coming to fruition. Remember, we're only paying attention to the top card of the part of the card. Sorry, I can't speak. All right, so for me, this is 1st of September, Spring Day, and this has actually kicked off a lot of things for me in a lot of ways. This is about maybe the seeds that you've planted coming to fruition now. You're seeing evidence of abundance around you. Things are starting to bloom and blossom. It could be friendships, it could be your money, it could be anything. Getting ready to start that new job, but the sun is shining for a change. Okay, we're going out of this kind of winter stage and we're moving into the summer. This is to tell you that this is going to be a good week. We're going to start seeing positive change, even if it's sometimes going through emotional meltdowns or through difficult realizations. This is going to put us in a better position. We're going to be feeling good. We're going to think, why didn't I do this ages ago? Whatever it was, okay? Or I'm really looking forward to it. All of that kind of energy. So very much please to stay in a positive frame of mind, because I actually think for some people it's not even going to be difficult. It's going to come naturally to be in a positive state of mind. Okay, so as far as the forces are concerned, this is all about energy, consciousness, natural law. The natural law states that consciousness creates your reality. This is what we've been talking about. And energy attracts like energy. These vital powers are forces in the physical and etheric worlds, and in your life as well. When you find these cards in your spread, they are not only referring to the outer events in your life, but they are also giving you the guidance about the energy within and around you. Okay, so that makes perfect sense for us. Then we have Four of Scrolls, and reminding you that Scrolls is all about communication, your mind, what's going on, not in the physical necessarily, but what's going on in the spiritual. And this is the karmic trench. I think it sounds worse than it is. Please don't worry. Forces, keys. Where are you, Scrolls? Number 4. Alright, Four of Scrolls. The karmic trench. In a field meant to be planted, a man dirty from his efforts stands knee-deep inside a long trench. These seeds wait to be planted, yet he continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are other rows ploughed and ready for planting, but they're ignored. This card reveals a difficult pattern in your life, a pattern of self defeating feelings, thoughts, and actions that you've brought forward from previous incarnations. You return to this life with the intention of breaking these karmic patterns, but you got pulled into the old thoughts and behaviors. You've been digging yourself deeper into a karmic trench, and that gets harder and harder to escape. The pattern is not unknown to you. You recognize it in your relationships, in your jobs, and in certain beliefs, behaviors, and responses. It's time to take charge of your karma by altering the inner ideas, feelings, and patterns that cause you to make sabotaging choices. Every time you notice yourself making an old choice that digs you deeper into your karmic trench, you can change your mind and your actions. This will require your conscious effort every step of the way. Without such work, you could go through lifetimes burying yourself in the same feelings, but with your commitment to making changes every day, you can dig yourself out. This is so interesting because I have got so many people booked for past life readings next week. Not this coming week, the week after. I do have some for this coming week, but there's just been a crazy trend of past life readings. And yeah, I don't doubt for a minute there's going to be some Akashic record readings too, and it's to your benefit if you want something like that and you feel like this is relevant. So yes, I think this is an action card. This is like, this one was saying this is the energy for this week. This is saying this is what you need to do the following week. Don't catch yourself in old karmic patterns. And if you do, turn them around. Work on, I've posted sometimes on my Instagram some stuff from Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he tells you how to change your mindset, how to rewire your brain, how to get out of these old patterns and paradigms and belief systems. So maybe it's worth looking some of that up. If any of you want me to post some more, go for it. But otherwise, if you're watching here on YouTube, all you have to do is go look for Dr. Joe Dispenza and see some of the stuff he talks about. It's crazy. I think there's one that says this will change your life, something to that effect. But please watch and listen. He's fascinating. Okay, so then we're looking at the third week of September now. Don't get yourself stuck in a trench, okay? You're reaping some stuff you've already sown. Don't say, okay, well, that's all. You've got to keep the flow going as well. This is something else I want to say. Just because you've planted seeds, you're seeing the rewards, doesn't mean you can sit back now and say, okay, well, the money's coming in, or I'm now in this relationship, I don't have to work anymore. The person I wanted has come, I've manifested them, that's great. Let me sit on my backside now and just be in this relationship. Stuff like that. It's still going to take a little bit of work. It's a continuous work in progress, and it's for you. Don't ever forget that. Okay. 5 of Scrolls, diversity. This woman is learning and she is opening her mind to other things. So this is about not getting stuck here, but actually expanding your mind, your horizons, looking at different things, looking into different modalities, maybe looking at Dr. Joe Dispenza the first time, or whoever you're into. Some people watch Dr. Pillai. I love him. Some people are into Deepak Chopra, sorry. I think I just almost spoonerized his name. But put your tentacles out there. Get diversity. Do something you haven't done before. Go somewhere you haven't been before. Travel. See things. Even go away for the weekend, or just go for an outing in the weekend, or learn something from somebody. Read a book. Watch something on YouTube. Learn something new. Put yourself out there. Or it could be that you literally have to put yourself out there. Not that you're always receiving the information, but maybe you need to give something to the world. Put something out there that you need to offer. Do an extra YouTube video on whatever you do, or go and give an extra talk for whatever you do. Put yourself out there. Share your gifts with the world. Be expansive. That's what week 3 is talking about as well. Diversity. 5 of Scrolls. Alright, remember again, Scrolls is about things going on in the mind. So we're going to be very active in thoughts and ideas here, and working through certain things in the subconscious as well. And 5 of Scrolls comes directly after 4 of Scrolls. A woman stands on a veranda overlooking a beautiful valley dotted with little towns on the hills and along the river. Scrolls that she has read lie upon a nearby table. Another scroll is held loosely in her hand while the woman surveys all that she sees. Within this card, you will find that it's time to diversify. There are many options for you to consider, and you should take a look at them all. Allow yourself to try new things, go to new places, learn new subjects, break out into different directions, and meet new people too. Don't worry about scattering your energy too thin. You are in a period of expansion, so use it. Let yourself go farther afield than you've planned, and in the end, you will diversify in ways that introduce you to a whole new you. Okay, this is wonderful. This is everything we've been working for. This is everything that we've wanted. I think September is going to be epic in a very, very positive way. Okay, it's not really telling you to deal with anything negative here. It's just giving a heads up here for don't get yourself stuck in a rut. Don't be too scared. Don't say it's not ready for me to plant these seeds. I'm not ready. I don't know if the world's ready for me. I don't know if I'm going to get a bad response. Don't let all of those fear-based emotions come into play and prevent you from doing what you're doing, or prevent you from what you want to do, or prevent you from putting out there into the world what people need, because every single one of us has something that everybody else needs or that certain people need. There is no lack. Lack is an illusion. I can do readings till the cows come home and I will never run out of people that I can help, because there will always be somebody that needs me and they need only me. There are hundreds of readers out there. There's hundreds of psychics, mediums, whatever you want to call them, people that do all sorts of things. There's a million mechanics in the world, but everybody needs that particular mechanic and gets along with that specific guy and likes the way that guy works on his car. There's never so much competition that there's not enough for anybody else. And that is a mindset we've been in. Just like they're saying here, you're stuck in your karmic trench, that I can't do it. There's not enough scope for it. There's not enough market for this. That is an illusion. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't stop and say, okay, well, I've first got to do this and I've first got to do that. And I've made so many different proposals, but I still can't send them because they're not perfect. Let me read them one more time for the 50 millionth time and procrastinate and procrastinate and procrastinate and not be putting yourself out there. Okay, the world needs what you've got. Find your niche, do your thing, and go for it. Don't get stuck in old beliefs and mindsets that prevent you from being awesome. Okay. Happy September the 1st to all of you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it's helpful. I think it's pretty great to see what's coming, and I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.